The Grand Canyon might be Arizona's most famous canyon, but there's another one that's just as breathtaking, in my opinion, of course. And you can actually drive through it. This is the Salt River Canyon, sort of hidden gem of Arizona, packed with history, stunning views, and one of the best roads in the state for riders and road trippers alike. Let's take a deep dive into what makes this canyon so special. Welcome to the All-American Travel Channel, where I explore history, travel, and hidden gems across Arizona and obviously all across America, starting with Arizona, my home state. If you love discovering new places, make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoy scenic drives and hidden gems, hit that like button and subscribe for more. The Salt River Canyon is more than just a scenic drive. It's a place with deep history that spans millions of years. The story of this canyon starts long before any roads were built here. In fact, it starts long before humans ever set foot in North America. Like the Grand Canyon, the Salt River Canyon was carved over millions of years by the persistent force of water. The Salt River, which begins in the White Mountains of eastern Arizona, has been cutting through these rock layers for millions of years. Some of the rock you see here dates back over 500 million years. The deep gorges and rugged cliffs we see today are the result of this slow but powerful erosion process. And long before highways and modern infrastructure, this land was home to the Western Apache. The Apache people lived in the region for centuries, using the Salt River as a vital water source. The canyon also provided a natural shelter and protection. Apache warriors were known to use the steep, rugged terrain to their advantage in battles against settlers and the U.S. military. Some legends even say that certain hidden areas of the canyon were used as secret retreats and strongholds during conflicts. The first real path into the canyon was part of the Apache Trail. Built in the early 1900s, this was a dirt and gravel road originally designed to support the construction of the Theodore Roosevelt Dam, which was completed in 1911. The road was rough, dangerous, and only suitable for stagecoaches and early automobiles. Travelers had to deal with steep grades, narrow paths, and the ever-present risk of landslides. The modern highway through the Salt River Canyon, US Route 60, was constructed in the 1930s as part of a nationwide push for better infrastructure. However, it wasn't until the 1970s that the road saw significant upgrades, including wider lanes, stronger bridges, and safer turnouts. Before these improvements, driving through the canyon was far more dangerous, with steep drop-offs and very few guardrails. Even today, it remains a challenging but exhilarating drive. The Salt River itself is one of the most important waterways in Arizona. It eventually flows into the reservoirs that provide water to Phoenix and surrounding areas. Without the Salt River and the dams built along it, cities like Phoenix might not be able to grow into the massive urban centers they are today. Getting into some interesting facts about the Salt River Canyon, it is often called the mini Grand Canyon, and while it's not near as massive, it has one major advantage: you can actually drive through it. Unlike the Grand Canyon, where visitors mostly stand on the rim and look down, this road takes you deep into the canyon itself, giving you up-close views of towering cliffs and the Salt River below. My personal favorite for motorcyclists and road trip enthusiasts, which definitely describes me, this is one of the best drives in Arizona. The road winds down over 2,000 feet into the canyon through sharp switchback and hairpin turns. It's not just scenic, it's a fun challenge to drive, especially on a motorcycle. Riders often say it's one of the best rides in Arizona, and I definitely agree. Before modern improvements, this road had a pretty scary reputation. Some old-timers will tell you that in the early days, drivers would stop before entering the canyon, say a prayer, and then slowly make their way down, hoping their brakes wouldn't fail. Landslides were a constant threat, and before guardrails were added, a mistake on a tight turn could mean a drop straight into the canyon. You might think of Arizona as just a dry, barren desert, but the Salt River Canyon is full of life. This canyon supports a lush riparian habitat, meaning there's more water here than in the surrounding desert. You'll find cottonwood trees, willows, and even some small waterfalls tucked away into the side canyons. Speaking of nature, the Salt River Canyon is home to surprising wildlife. You might spot a bighorn sheep climbing the steep cliffs, bald eagles soaring overhead, or even the occasional black bear in the surrounding forests. The river itself is home to native fish species, and in the winter you might see migrating birds stopping by the canyon. For the Apache people, Salt River Canyon is more than just a scenic place, it's considered sacred. There are stories of warriors using the canyon as refuge. Some say that the spirits of Apache ancestors still linger in the canyon walls today. For the Apache people, the Salt River Canyon is more than just a scenic place. It's considered sacred. There are stories of warriors using the canyon as refuge, and some say that the spirits of Apache ancestors still linger in the canyon walls. Even today, some areas of the canyon hold spiritual significance for the local Apache community. Like many places in the Southwest, Salt River Canyon has its own lost treasure legend. According to old stories, Spanish explorers or outlaws may have hidden gold somewhere in the canyon. Some treasure hunters believe there's still buried gold in the area, though no one has ever found solid evidence. Still, it is fun to imagine what might be hidden deep in the rocks of the Salt River Canyon. The Salt River Canyon might not be as famous as the Grand Canyon, but for those who love a great scenic drive and mostly untouched natural beauty, it's one of the best kept secrets in Arizona. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my full uncut ride video to experience the canyon in real time. See you in the next adventure.